back to SCFG Live! Science Club for Girls Live. I'm Hannah with Science Club for Girls, and that was Mr. Music with your theme song. Nice one. I'm super excited for today's episode because not only do we have our good friends, Dr. Marbles and Namisha, but we are also joined by an extra special guest to help us with our experiment and explore the world of chemistry. We'll meet her soon. But speaking of Namisha and Dr. Marbles, let's bring them in. Hey, Namisha.
Hi. Hey, guys. Hey, I happen to have my goggles on, my safety goggles. I left them on from the last experiment we did. I hope that's okay.
That's a smart idea. We are dealing with chemistry today, Dr. Marbles, so good choice.
That's what I figured. Hey, it's great to be with you both. Hey, scientists. Yeah, I remember. It was so fun last time when we were with the sharks. Those things are amazing. Great picture.
Yeah, definitely, Dr. Marbles. Dr. Marbles, we have to fill you in on everything we've learned about your shark friends. We've learned so much about their adaptations, like how they have a pointy head to move quickly through the water. We also learned about other animal adaptations, like how Arctic animals use their blubber in their bodies to stay warm.
It's incredible. You know, it's what I love about animals. It's the way that they adapt to their environments. They all do.
That's so true, Dr. Marbles. Oh, and one more thing. We missed you at our last episode because our super special junior mentor, Tamar, taught us all about density. She taught us that all objects, either solid, liquid, or gas, have a certain density. And she showed us how these densities can layer up in a cool, cup. And some of them sink or float, depending on their density as well.
That's so cool.
Hannah, I and a couple of our young scientists at home even learned some neat things when our hypotheses were proven wrong.
Did someone say hypothesis? There goes my goggles. I was so excited, but it's time for prediction chicken.
No.
Prediction chicken.
No.
Dr. Marbles, not yet. We have to see what's in store for us today before we make our prediction. Wait, Hannah, didn't you say we have an extra special guest today?
That's right. We do have an extra special guest, and don't worry, Dr. Marbles, we will get back to prediction chicken. I promise you. But I do want to tell you about our really cool chemist friend, Rita. Rita's a chemist at Bristol Myers Squibb right here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Bristol Myers Squibb is a super cool company that transforms patients' lives through science.
Whoa, super cool. I have a couple of questions for Rita, and I'm even more excited to have her help us with our experiments today. How about we bring her in?
Let's do that.
Hello, friends. Hello, young scientists at home. I'm Rita, and I'm so excited to talk to you about science, specifically chemistry, because I love it so much.
Hi, Rita. It's so great to have you here today. Hannah and I have been super lucky to get to know all about you, but we know everyone watching would love to know you as well. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course. I grew up in Lynn, Massachusetts, which is a city just north of Boston. When I was a young girl, I liked to do a lot of things that children like to do. I like to play basketball and kickball with my friends. I like to ride my bike. I like to play with dolls and my stuffed animals. I even like to play with some STEM toys, like my brother's chemistry set and a building set that was called Tinker Toys. When I was a young girl, I also didn't know any grown-ups that had jobs as a scientist. But my mom and my teachers encouraged me to study science in high school and junior high, and my favorite was chemistry. I really loved doing the lab experiments. I loved it so much I decided to go and study chemistry in college. And then after I graduated from college, I came to work at Bristol Myers Squibb as a medicinal chemist.
What?
Now, medicinal chemist is a chemist. Hmm?
Did you say medicinal chemist?
Yeah, that's right. A medicinal chemist is a chemist that takes different molecules, mixes them together in a reaction to get a brand new compound, which we hope could become a medicine. Now, if you've ever been sent to the pharmacy by a doctor to get a medicine, it's very likely that a chemist helped to make that medicine. Yeah. Every day I get to go to work and I get to do exciting science with my colleagues. But the very best part of my job at Bristol Myers Squibb is that one of the compounds that I make could potentially become a medicine to help sick patients.
Wow. Dr. Marbles, what do you think about that?
What do I think about that? That's incredible. That's exactly what we need. We need smart people like Rita working on important medicines to help us be healthy. It's fantastic.
That's a very good point. And oftentimes I'll go to a pharmacy and get a medicine, but I don't really think about all the science and all those scientists that were behind creating that medicine. And it's so great to be able to put a face like Rita's to some of that work that really helps people and their lives.
Totally.
It's amazing. Well, Rita, you have a
Do you
question?
know, do you know the person who made aspirin? Because I take aspirin. I'd like to meet them.
I don't know the person that made aspirin.
If you ever
Sorry.
find out, could you
That
tell me?
was a long time ago.
Very good, Dr. Marbles. All right, Dr. Marbles, we'll check in with you soon.
Oh, okay. I'll be right here.
Bye. Oh boy, he's a character. Well, Rita, I'm so glad you could come to our episode today because on today's episode, we actually are focusing specifically on chemistry, and we're going to talk about something called solutions and mixtures. Namisha, do you mind starting us off and telling us what a mixture is?
Of course. When I think of a mixture, I think about a bunch of objects that I can pile up and put all together so that I have one large mixture of different objects. What do you think, Rita?
Well, Namisha and Hannah, that's correct. A mixture combines materials from multiple states of matter, solid, liquid, gas, into one large combined state. But there's something special about a mixture, so keep your eye out.
Super cool. Let's think of some examples of mixtures that you might use in your everyday life. If you're watching at home, go ahead and write some examples of mixtures in the chat box. Oh,
Well, Hannah, I think I might be drinking a mixture right now. How about this ice water? Some of it's already melted, but
that's such a great example, Namisha.
this is a mixture of ice and water.
Perfect example. And I actually think I might be eating a mixture right now with my cereal and milk.
Those are both some great examples. I also create a mixture every time I make a salad dressing with oil and vinegar.
Awesome. I love that Gianna at home also shouted out milk and cereal. We're thinking alike, Gianna. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could make some mixtures right now to see what a special aspect of a mixture is that Rita was talking about?
That's a great idea. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do in our first experiment. Let's get started. All right, let's get a large bowl or a plate. Now let's take some Chex Mix and let's put a layer of them in our bowl. All righty.
Namisha, if I don't have Chex Mix, can I use a different cereal?
Of course.
Cool.
We love a variety, Hannah. How about now, let's take some pretzels and let's stack them on top of our Chex Mix layer here. Okay? Let's
Namisha,
mix.
I have these really small pretzels. Aren't they cute?
Me too.
No way!
Me too.
Wow.
That's so funny.
All right. Now that we have some yummy baby pretzels in there, How about let's take our M&Ms. Now, I don't have M&Ms, so I'm going to use some chocolate chips. Is that okay?
Totally. I have M&Ms, but I don't have that many left because I've been eating them.
Oh, I don't blame you. Alrighty. Look at this. We have some layered ingredients here.
Cool.
Cool. All right. Now let's take our spoon and let's mix all of our ingredients up. Ready? All right.
Wow. All these yummy snacks are making me hungry. But Namisha, I only want a pretzel.
And I only want an M&M, Namisha.
Well, good news, Rita and Hannah. Rita, go ahead and reach your hand into your snack mixture and pick out a pretzel. And Hannah, you pick out your M&M. Are you able to do it?
Yeah. Can I eat it?
Yes.
Okay,
Of
good.
course you can eat it.
I already ate it.
Well, now, what do you think is so special about a mixture?
Well, we were able to mix all of our ingredients together, but we were then also able to take out those individual parts of our mixture and put them back into like what their original state was. Like I added pretzels to my mix, but then I was able to pull out those individual pretzels even after mixing them together.
Exactly. A mixture allows us to take all of our materials, which in this case was our yummy snack mix, but also reverse our mixture and bring it back to our individual snacks.
But Hannah and Rita, can all objects be mixed together and taken apart just as easily as we just saw with this mixture?
That is a great question, Amisha. I was actually wondering the same thing. And I think we should test it out. But as always, before we test everything, we have to make a
Production chicken! Production chicken! Production chicken! I thought you guys forgot me. Well, it's great to be here, though. I was looking at my shark pictures, which I remember now. It was just such a fun episode, but I'm ready for a production chicken. What's the question?
Good. And Dr. Marbles, we didn't forget about you. We never forget about you. We just had to do the experiment first. And sometimes you get a little chatty, you know?
Ah.
But it's great to have you back. Okay. Here's
Great to be back.
Good. So we just learned, Dr. Marbles, that mixtures are special because even after you organize things together and mix them together, you can still pull out those original parts. Like I can pull out a Chex Mix, I can pull out a pretzel, and I can pull out an M&M.
I just got hungry.
I know, me too. But can you think of some things that when they're mixed together, you can't pull them back into their original parts?
I had a sense you were going to ask me that. Well, here's an example.
Okay.
I just had my tooth pulled.
Oh,
You're wondering where this is going.
I am, and I hope it's not gross.
Well, I had a little bit of pain. So my dentist said I should swish in my mouth some salt water.
Oh.
So I went to the kitchen, I got myself some water, and I put in some salt. I put a little more salt, put a little more salt, put a little more salt. I put in way too much salt. And now I'm thinking, well, no problem. I'll just reach in and grab some salt, get it out of the water. Couldn't grab it. I reached in and the salt was gone. It kind of it dissolved.
Oh.
Couldn't get the salt out of the water. So what happened? What happened, Rita? Why did that happen?
Well, Dr. Marles, that's a great example, actually. And in fact, your example is super similar to the experiment we're about to do. So I have a feeling when we do this experiment, it might answer your question.
I hope so, because my tooth's hurting.
All right, we'll check back in with you soon.
I'll be right here.
Okay. All right, so in this first experiment, actually, we're going to do something very similar to what Dr. Marbles did. So everyone take your big cup of water. And to this, we're going to add sugar into our big cup of water. So let's go ahead and pour about a tablespoon of sugar into our water cup. Ooh. Well, what happens when I put the sugar into the water?
I noticed the sugar went all the way to the bottom.
Exactly, Rita. Happened the same in mine. Actually, thinking back to our last episode, if the sugar went to the bottom of the cup, it must mean that it's more dense than the water. Shout out to Tamar for teaching us that last episode. Okay, now it's time to take our Kool-Aid mix. If you don't have Kool-Aid mix, you could use lemonade mix or any kind of powdered drink will work, and pour that into the water as well.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, what happened?
Well, it's kind of just like settled everywhere, but I can still see the sugar on the bottom of my cup. What if we stir it? Would we still be able to see the sugar?
Well, let's test it out. I'm going to use a chopstick to give mine a nice stir.
Good idea.
All stirred.
Wow. Now everything's like all mixed together and it's settled throughout the water.
Huh. Mine too. So if a mixture is a combination of things that can be separated out into their original parts, what's this an example of? Because I don't think I could reach in there and pull out the Kool-Aid and pull out the sugar or pull out the water. So what is this an example of?
That's a great question. The sugar didn't disappear in there. The Kool-Aid didn't disappear. The sugar and the Kool-Aid mix dissolved in our water, which means it's a solution. Solutions are a special kind of mixture where one material dissolves in another, making it difficult to separate our original ingredients.
So if I wanted just the sugar, I wouldn't be able to just get the sugar because it's just all blended with the Kool-Aid and water.
That's right. You can't just pick the sugar out with your fingers like we did with our snack mix. And Dr. Marbles was right. Just like he couldn't separate the ingredients in the salt water, we couldn't separate the ingredients in our sugary solution. Separating out the components of a solution is tricky, and you really need some special equipment, like the equipment I have in my lab.
Very cool.
This was so much fun. I'm so excited to learn more science with the Science Club for Girls.
Thanks
Thank you,
so much,
guys.
Rita, for coming to our show. Dr. Marbles, did that help to answer your question about your salt water?
It totally did. Hey, thanks, Rita, for coming on the show. It's so nice to meet you, and I want you guys at Bristol Myers Squibb to keep doing what you're doing. It's really important.
Okay, we will.
Hey, can I say one thing, Hannah?
Sure, Dr. Marbles. You always have some great reflections at the end.
I certainly do. Here's what I was observing. You know, we're talking about different things that go into a mixture. You know, you were putting Chex and pretzels but you know what I thought when I was looking at all of you on the screen? Bringing all of us together created a mixture. And it created like a new thing. And we all now have a new team of friends. And so, I don't know, I like this mixture and I don't want it to separate.
Aww.
That is so sweet, Dr. Marbles.
Well, it was a fun show. Namisha, it's great to see you too.
Yeah, you as well. And I loved your swimming with sharks picture.
Well, thank you very much.
Very cool. Well, thanks to all of you guys for coming and mixing things up.
Oh, Hannah, I caught that one. That was a good one. Mixing things up. Get it? Yeah, Dr. Marbles, you like that one, huh?
I find Hannah so funny.
Me too. Thank you, Rita. And thank you, everyone, for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for next week's super fun episode where we make our drawings float.
Wait, you said drawings float, Namisha? What? I am so excited for that one. Very cool. Well, thanks everyone again. This has been another episode of SCF. Bye, everyone.
Bye, scientists.
Bye.
Bye.
Dr. Music, you were late. Or Dr. Mystery. Bye, everyone.
Bye.